out of these fights relatively easy at max stacks, you just never take the EXP grab. You just leave it there. Yeah, just the farm.
Oh.
Okay, glue works as well. Joy as an assassin makes a lot of sense. Still, plenty of, again, there were a lot of jungle options. Open, it's just Joy as an assassin makes a lot of sense. Still, plenty of, again, there were a lot of jungle options. Open, let's just pick your poison at this point. The glue is relatively interesting because I feel like as much as the Uranus probably would have been helpful, the Boxia is just too much of an issue. The little glulets, sorry, globlets, little tiny Patricks, are able to actually absorb the damage from Boxia.
I love how we already assumed that he's going to be using the Patrick skin.
I mean, if you're not, you're trolling, right? It clearly gives you more power.
Yeah, if the Patrick... it's game number 1 of our second series. Sladam versus Malaysia. Black Sentinels versus CG. I want to bring this vibe in this real quick first. Do you have a preferred lineup at the end of the draft?
I have to say, after what happened yesterday, I might be siding a bit more, definitely with CG.
Yeah, with the glue.
This glue. Because it's gonna like help so much. And the amount of frontliners that are, see, there goes the Patrick skin as confirmed. The amount of frontliners here that are present for BSE. So there's a direct response, but we'll see about that. This is still a very fast rotating draft that Black Sentence has drafted. So maybe, just maybe, if they get the right tempo.
I think that's what this game is going to be about, right? It's all about tempo. These smaller trades that we see in these fights. Oh God.
Speaking of tempo, immediately looking for Chico in mid, and now look at how low Balance is. He's actually going to be first blood. Gary gets a trade on Hide on Bush though, so I guess it's worth it.
Worth it for CG, not worth it for Black Sentinels. They lose their jungler so early.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends, right? Because this has a lingering effect. Because Chico is now too low. He might lose some EXP here just because of that initial fight.
Yeah, in a way, it's a utility jungler too that they took out. So I guess it isn't as bad for Black Sentinels just yet. And it's nice to see how aggressive it is, but...
I mean, he's gotta stop. He's gotta stop.
Are you not gonna go? Oh, Gary's there. Maybe that's why. So they get some assistance in terms of clearing the mid lane.
I like how Chico's just playing it right at the edge, man.
I swear, if there was another gang from like underneath the tower from Hide on Rush, that would have been frustrating.
Of course, as Hide on Bush went down, he had to go back to his rotations. Pass out the F3 and Valence. Turtle will now spawn. And Hide on Bush, despite the early death, still willing to contest.
Emblems are still standard as ever, as we see that a majority of members are hitting the level 4s. In terms of support, Steffe, slight EXP advantage onto Valence. They're not going to have their big ults. And I think this is a pretty good example of when you should probably back away from the fight.
Okay, A3 now trying to look for a target. Steffe though, he's finding Chico. Chico though, using the Cyclone Eye and laid down the real world manipulation just in time. Picks up a double kill. Gary gets to run away. Steffe uses the flicker, but now he'll have to say goodbye as well. Yeah, 3. Can he take him down?
Why?
Gary helps him, but he gets taken down instead. What?
He just needed to walk up, skill 1, walk backwards, save your dash in case he tries to close the distance. Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is just negate a bit of HP before the Wilderness Blessing. What? I tried.
Not in the direction they wanted. Doom lives instead.
Oh my, Valence. Doom, of course, not backing Purify. That's just Flicker, and he didn't even use it.
Oh my goodness, Chico in mid! Early shutdown by Steffe.
Now you see the Black Sentence plan, right? They're trying to target Chico as much as they can, and they know that he can take this type of pressure. They know that Steffe can get onto him for free because Valence is looking on the opposite side. I'm not looking to try and peel just yet. I want big sets, and I want to make sure that Shin will never feel comfortable to actually feathered airstrike. At least Valence able to hold away for his boy, catches back up.
Yeah, row mid trio. Focused rotations by both. Just a slight lead here for Steffe on the Hilda. Both did pack Encourage, but he did get 2 kills already. Skypiercer rush for Doom after building the Fury Hammer.
Oh, they spot Valence here. Curse of the Crowd connects, and now Orochi dives in. Using the final slash as well. Gary finding the targets, and they will trade out Orochi for that. a roam for an EXP lane.
Yep, very worth it, especially since Orochi had the flicker for it as well. So they know that this upcoming fight, Orochi's not going to be able to do too much and can't make a super play of his own to turn those tides. But they got to be careful because now Amzik is having to deal with a lot of pressure from the 3 members of Black Sentence as they look to position for this upcoming turtle.
Great follow-up by Orochi. Hopefully we get to see more link-ups like that. Final slash, make it worth.
Once again, Hydon Bush starting things up for Black Sentence. There's the
Yo.
counter real-world manipulation though, but Valence, before he even gets to complete the Way of the Dragon, gets bursted down. Hydon Bush now gone as well. Gary still finding Orochi, and Amzik joining the fight helps so much in terms of the damage that CG Esports is able to throw out. He takes down Jin, but Doom picks up a double.
Okay, double, very important for Black Sentence. They get 2 stacks for their Granger. Sky Pressure built up before that. Hopefully they stop sending their jungler as the main frontliner slash roamer.
Whoa.
But Chiku gets the purple buff last hit, taking it away from Hide on Bush. I know he's a utility jungler, but maybe stop sending him in front all the time.
Honestly, considering that they're winning out like a majority of these trades, let's find out!
Oh, Gary still finds the objective. Final Slack doesn't connect. Steffi was trying to run after him, but Chiku, he's just blocking the way. Look at that purple buff, Eve. Oh,
Okay, all right. He's able to kind of just show the border here, and that's the most important part. As Orochi has already used his final slash, Amzik, again, trying to stay alive for as long as possible. He is the main win condition, as Chiku is now in a phenomenal position. Look, he's a full 900 gold against his opponent. He's 5-1-4 against Shin, and Shin only has completed a Lightning Truncheon. In terms of DPS output, Shin should be the one who's feeling overwhelming. However, this glowing wand is doing a lot of work. Steffe can't walk up comfortably. Orochi isn't going to be able to sustain as long as he would like to. Even Hide on Brush has to be a little careful.
Every single time Black Sentence tried to go for Chiku. But now it's Chiku who's up there in terms of the leads. So that's potentially denying Black Sentence of their initial plan, so they might have to change things up a bit. Now Valence trying to look for Doom, once again lands the kick, but maybe not in the direction that they wanted. Gary fortunately was there though to finish off the kill. A bit of slows from the Void Crystal, but does Gary have a way out of this? He doesn't, as he's getting shut down by Hyde on a bush.
All right, with all of that happening, CG Esports get to push up top as Amzik free to split push, but the reduction on the turret's still up, so he's gonna stop that. That was a great setup between Gary and Valence.
I don't know if Gary messed up there. I don't know if his dash was still on cooldown or he tried to dash and then got hit by the rolling pin of Hide on Bush.
I feel like the moment the kick was in the wrong direction and CG Esports decided to just force it.
What if this whole time his name isn't Hide on Brush? What if he's Hideon?
What if he's Faker? Maybe he's smurfing, I don't know. We don't know. With the Wishing Lantern in hand, Chiku Guys is going to make him pay. At the very least now, Chiku Guys is like, I've got enough utility. Hide on Bush, he shouldn't be a problem, just give me some time. Same goes for Steffe, but let's play the poking game. Let me and Ye3 do some work.
Oh, speaking of Ye3,
Yeah,
might actually find Hide on
this.
Bush here. Oh, Orochi still not using Final Slash, trying to get for a bit more information before they actually try to go for a play. Now CG Esports pulls the objective towards their side.
Yeah, and you can see that, like, Ye3, he's basically taking negative damage, right? He's pretty tanky.
Oh, now Valence once again. He uses the Way of the Dragon on Hide on Bush. Was that the right target? Gary, though, gets the objective. And look at the amount of damage that's coming in from them. Onto the back lines. Ye3 successfully isolates Shin. Amzik with the free hits. And Hide on Bush once again on his 4th death of this game. Oh, Steffi though, will he get to take out Amzik here?
Oh.
Ye3 helps him and he does not.
This is a very different CG. I don't, right? Chico, he should be okay here. Oh!
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 Lethal
Still
ignition.
gets him with a lethal ignition. Burn too.
What?
Lots of fights, very scrappy. 24 kills. As we're heading into the 9th minute of the game, folks.
This has been one of the bloodier battles we've seen here at M7. Chico giving a huge shutdown over to Shin, though. I don't know if that was worth it because now Shin is in a much better position now to actually scale back up into this game. And yeah, 3, let's see, does he have any MR? He's halfway there. Okay, still in the process of it.
Yeah, but so far this glue has been way too tanky for Black Santas to really think about, which is messing up their team fight because Shin and Doom can't team fight comfortably. They always just have Yeah 3 standing up on them, grabbing them with the ultimate, messing up their flow, that it just leaves Bush and Orochi, excuse me, Hideon and Orochi to just now be at this. They're both 4 deaths apiece. Yeah, I think they have to think about the glue first before they start really fighting heavily, because it seems like the idea of, all right, let's ignore the glue, he's just gonna be there, is not working out well for Black Sentence.
I think that Shin and Doom need to split up, right? Because we know that Yeah3 is going to try and get on a one or the other target, but Shin has Purify and Doom has Flicker. I would say that Purify is probably a more expendable spell in a lot of these situations, and considering that Orochi wants to displace his targets, I think the biggest problem right now is that half the fights that we see is Black Sentence chasing, and then by the time they realize that it's, oh wait, this is a potential trap, CG has already initiated, right? So start first, figure out where Chiku Guys is. If they look like they're doing something silly, there's a good chance that Chiku Guys is probably going to catch you at max range with RWM.
Because Ye3, every single time, he just links up with Gary, or Gary decides to link up with Ye3. So whoever he gets to find, and it's a bonus if they get to find Shin and Doom close together. So that's
I mean, it's right as oh, what a kick!
Good.
and they get to find Orochi, have the right amount of damage, and Gary once again onto the back lines. Still, somehow, Doom survives though, but that will then result into CG freely taking this Lord.
Yep, they should be able to get this.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, but looking that Doom is going to the top side of the map and Steffe is just hovering around, it should be a guaranteed secure.
Chico has really set the tempo here for CG, 6-2 and 7. And yeah, once again, the link up. Black Santas has way too many divers and ultimates. Can Valens actually stop Doom from getting back?
Oh! The last phase of the Jade good though!
Wait,
but then
might
the
get punished.
damage from Doom is a bit too much. He gets to deny the recall though. But Bush and Shin are there to help.
And even Yeah3 was looking for a potential interception. Well, at least it didn't surmount too much, but now BSE at full fighting capacity, ready to deal with this upcoming Lord, despite being 5.2k down. And I think that it's a good approach. CG understand that their biggest problem is that if they initiate, Orochi could counter-initiate with Flicker, Final Slash. Oh, I don't know if that was...
The damage though.
I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, Orochi didn't need to burn that. Now they're not going to have a Flicker and Final Slash for this defense, which means that second tower down, they'll be able to take the second tower up top, and Black Santas will now have to play from a massive deficit. What I like about CG Esports in this game so far is that it feels like there's always someone somewhere. They're fighting one way, Gary can easily access the back line. Oh, Gary's a little bit still catching up to the team fight. Yeah, 3's already on them. Of course, we know how many angles Valens can initiate through. Well, Chico and Amzik have just been having the time of their life. Yes, it's 2 deaths on Chico. It's a single death on Amzik. But majority of the team fights that we've seen them in have been just them comfortable. Yes, they'll take some damage. Maybe they'll die here and there. But overall, it's a much better time compared to Doom and Shin, who it seems like every team fight is so demanding for them because all the members of Black Santas decide to move forward and dive together. No one's really peeling for the back.
Yeah, nobody is designed to peel for the back. Maybe there's like an argument for like Steffe to like buy a little bit of time, but really you're not stopping Gary if he plays it perfectly, and that's the big issue. And I think when we're looking at how Bush and Orochi need to kind of like position themselves, a lot of it boils down to whether or not they see Amzik or Chiku Guys. And now that Chiku is super far ahead, he's getting free poke on the front line. So when that happens, when Chiku comes up to go for that poke, Orochi needs to have his Flicker Final Slash to punish.
Yeah, and the way that CG are making sure that they're positioned from the opposite side of wherever the Final Slash could come from. When we saw that even from Amzik earlier when he was handling the top lane, Orochi couldn't do much. Couldn't even commit on the Final Slash because they wouldn't be really putting Amzik in a dangerous position nonetheless. So now they're left to just defend with this 6.5k gold lead in the hands of CG Esports. But Valens, okay, he gets revealed by the Magic Sentry.
When we hit critical mass and somehow Black Sentence can come back through this. No way. Can they actually? Should be fine.
Yeah.
Oh!
Once again, Doom might just be safe from this. Feathered Airstrike 2 dealing a lot of damage, but there's the real world manipulation and the electrifying beats! Gary makes sure the job gets done, but then he goes down to Amzik still here, however, and there goes Ye3. Might have to get out of this though, because now they force the fight under the turret. Chiku finds the kill onto Stefe, and a mega kill for Amzik comes through!
It looks like it could be more here. Black Sentence forcing out the Feathered Airstrike from their own shin just so that they can defend.
What? Oh, since the Feathered Airstrike was used on the minions, now
He
they can
missed the
still
stun.
go for a
Oh, he's
round
dead.
2! Purify,
This
forced
kid.
out of Shin, and it's a wipeout! CG Esports successfully take down all 5 members!
This kid, wow, had he survived that, that was an endgame scenario. Chiku and as well as Vans would give up their lives to save that last minion, and they would just close out the game. He saw the stun come out, instantly flickered. He does not want to be disrespected like that. They've got to be careful. Amzik is playing a strong game here today. Even Doom, he's playing pretty strong, but the problem is that there's too much CC targeted towards him.
The gameplay for Valens is, or the game plan for him, told by CG is, dude, just kick Doom, even if you kick him the wrong direction, it's fine. Force out his flicker. I'm okay with it because every time they see that the flicker's gone from Granger, Gary has the easiest dive of his life just taking down Doom. And that's like 80% of the damage Black Sentence can dish out in a regular basis. Then they'll have to turn it around and play solely through their Farsa, who, again, it's so difficult for this Farsa to play.
Oh, Haydon Bush once again alongside Stefe and Orochi. They actually find a 2-man set with
Gary.
the final slash, but Gary once more. Who's gonna stop Gary from doing this? Haydon Bush falls next, and Gary still reaches for Shin. Stefe all alone, and finally the angle's right. Once more, CG Esports with the wipeout.
Beautiful, beautiful work coming in from CG's side. This is the, honest to God, this is the first time I've seen them play in this way. It's new, it's unique, I like it, and it truly speaks the brand CG. If you are gonna die, I will make your life